Welcome to Business Book Daily, where we pull one useful idea from one business book and turn it into something you can actually use. Today's book is 0 to 1 by Thiel and Masters. Thiel is an entrepreneur, investor, and PayPal co-founder known for his work in startups, venture capital, and technology, and Masters is an entrepreneur and investor whose class notes helped become the basis for this book. Before we get into the book, today's episode is sponsored by CommissionOnly.com. Want to sell more without adding fixed sales salaries? Many companies hire commission-only reps, experienced sellers who get paid only when they produce. Post your opportunity on CommissionOnly.com and get in front of motivated reps who are already looking for performance-based roles. That's CommissionOnly.com. Now back to 0 to 1. The big idea is that the most valuable companies don't win by copying what already exists. They win by creating something new, rare, and hard to compete against. In the book's language, going from 1 to N means copying something that already works and spreading it wider. Going from 0 to 1 means creating something new. That might be a new product, a new category, a new process, a better business model, or a solution others have missed. The point is not that every company needs to invent the next internet. The point is that lasting value usually comes from being meaningfully different, not slightly better. Most businesses compete by trying to be a little cheaper, faster, louder, or more convenient than similar companies. That can work for a while, but it's a hard way to build a powerful business. Competition pushes prices down, margins down, and originality down. Over time, everyone starts sounding the same, selling the same thing, and fighting over the same customers. A better path is to find a hidden opportunity, serve a narrow market extremely well, and build a real advantage. That's the first practical lesson. Competition is not always proof you're in a good market. A crowded market can mean demand exists, but it can also mean you're walking into a price war with better branding. A stronger business finds a focused space where it can become the obvious choice before expanding. That leads to the second lesson. Start small and dominate. A lot of founders want to say their market is huge. That sounds impressive, but huge markets are hard to win. A narrow market with a painful problem is often better because you can serve those customers deeply, learn faster, and build a reputation before bigger competitors pay attention. The goal is not to stay small forever. The goal is to win a small market first, then expand from strength. The third lesson is to build a real advantage. In 0 to 1, monopoly does not mean being lazy, unfair, or bad for customers. It means building something so useful and hard to replace that competitors struggle to copy it. That advantage might come from technology, network effects, scale, brand, distribution, proprietary data, or a process that gets stronger over time. The key is that the business should become more valuable and more defensible as it grows. The fourth lesson is that distribution matters as much as product. A great product does not sell itself. That's a nice myth, but it's still a myth. Customers need to find it, understand it, trust it, buy it, and keep using it. Founders often love building and underestimate selling. But if you can't reach the right buyers, even a strong product can fail quietly. Distribution is not something you bolt on later. It's part of the strategy from the start. So how do you apply this? Start by asking what makes your business meaningfully different. Don't settle for better service or higher quality unless you can prove it in a way customers understand. Look for a real advantage in your product, process, audience, channel, data, expertise, or customer experience. Next, narrow your market. Choose one customer group with a painful problem and serve them better than anyone else. Being highly relevant to a small group usually beats being forgettable to a large one. Then build a defensible advantage. Create a stronger referral loop, a better onboarding system, proprietary data, a recognizable brand, a tighter community, or a process that improves as you grow. Finally, treat distribution as part of the product. Decide exactly how customers will find you, trust you, buy from you, and keep using what you sell. A smart business isn't just built, it's brought to market with discipline. Here are 3 insights worth sharing. First, the most valuable companies win by creating something so different that competition matters less. Second, a small market you can dominate is often worth more than a huge market where nobody can explain why they should choose you. Third, a great product without distribution is just a private achievement. 0 to 1 is worth reading if you're building a startup or new product and want to think more clearly about differentiation, markets, and defensibility. It's also useful if you want to understand why crowded competition can be a trap instead of proof of opportunity. You might skip it if you want a step-by-step operating manual instead of a strategy book about startups and monopoly power. Today's closing sponsor is memoirghostwriting.com. Many of the best business books begin as ideas leaders have been refining for years, frameworks, philosophies, and lessons learned the hard way. Writing the book forces those ideas into clear form, and once they're on the page, they can travel far beyond a single conversation or presentation. At memoirghostwriting.com, we write memoirs and business books for entrepreneurs, founders, executives, and industry experts. We handle the interviews, structure, writing, editing, design, and publishing, so the final product is polished, professional, and built around your voice. If you've ever thought about what a business book could do for your authority, speaking, consulting, lead generation, or legacy, visit memoirghostwriting.com. That's it for today's Business Book Daily. One book, one useful idea, and one smarter way to build.